God. I didn't know you lived upstairs. Have you ever wanted to clean a toilet in space? Pump your urine into an empty pocket of asteroid you've previously mined? Refine dirt and water into dirt loaves so you can eat and survive? Work with others who constantly fart, urinate on the floor, and snore so loud you can't sleep at night? I know what you're thinking, but no, it's not a political simulation game where you play as a member of Congress, but instead the start of a wonderful life on a distant mining asteroid on this week's game, Oxygen Not Included, developed by Klei Entertainment, makers of other such great survival games such as Don't Starve. Oxygen Not Included is a single-player space simulator where the focus is on resource management and building a viable mining colony on a random asteroid. Now, I know what you're thinking. It's always been my dream, too, to be an indentured servant on a distant asteroid, containing with aliens, carbon dioxide poisoning, and bathing in a sink full of germ-riddled water. But until now, I've never been able to fully realize that fantasy. Well, look no further. This game will make that dream a come true. And Pinocchio thought he was special.
It wouldn't be inaccurate to assume that I couldn't exactly not say that is or isn't almost partially incorrect.
So, the concept of this game is kind of like the beginning of a musical space odyssey called Janitors in Space. The tagline, defecate where no man has defecated before. And the premise is one where you're essentially a foreman of a colony on a distant asteroid. You control replicants, which I feel are akin to clones, but not infringing on Star Wars copyrights.
Yo, what's up, mothball?
I like bread.
Yeah, great. Thanks for reminding me of what I can't eat because of the mask.
Well, you shouldn't have called me a big turd burglar at the gym.
Turd burglar.
Your replicants have varying perks and hindrances that give them unique personalities, and also have varying stats that make them better at certain jobs than others. It's your job to keep them alive and make their living conditions better. And oh boy, what a job that is.
Aim for the bushes.
Now, I have nowhere near the hours into this game as other people do, but with that said, and because I'm a friggin' boss, I was able to keep my replicants alive on my 4th try long enough to start to see the more fun aspects of the game, which you unlock through research. But the start of the game is pretty much the same every time. Make a toilet, make an oxygen producer, make a dirt lift machine for food, and survive as long as you can until you start getting more efficient means of surviving. The gameplay was a little tricky to master because it has some depth to the mechanics, but overall it's easy enough to learn, and you don't get bogged down by multiple windows you have to interact with. Instead, there's a nice overlay system which doesn't stray from the main screen. It lets you check in on things like oxygen levels, general decor, and how disgustingly germ-filled an area of the map is, because when you play with poop, it gets everywhere. The French have it right with bidets. We do not use silly paper to clean our magnificent backsides. Only a jet of cold water sprayed into our stinky holes will suffice. After all, the first sign of civilization is poop-free pants. Am I right?
He shit everywhere.
There's shit everywhere! Damn it! There's shit on the windows! Oh my god! My house is full of shit! He shit everywhere! Look what he did! He shit all over the wall!
Now, I did hear some complaints that the game is too slow and too hard to progress your colony. I think that for the most part, once you learn what to prioritize at the start, you can keep your replicants healthy, if not happy. Dirt loaves and outhouses may not be ideal, but you can survive. And phooey on you for buying a survival colony game if you don't want to be challenged with keeping your people alive. Go play Minecraft if you just want to build things. This game is meant for people that enjoy the grind and enjoy a challenge. As far as the atmosphere and ambiance of the game, the graphics are cartoony and have a lighthearted approach to it. The music and the sounds are pretty cool, and I didn't turn on Spotify while playing it. but it wouldn't take away from the experience if you did. So, looks and sound are above average, but not anything to write home about. I think the replayability, though, is very high. Each of your colony that you start with has random replicants and random resources to mine and farm, so no one colony is the same as its predecessor. But I think that this game wouldn't be for people that have short attention spans and need more of a variety of in-game decisions to choose from, or a continuing main story plot to keep them interested. As far as I can tell, there is no win condition, just a general plug away until all your replicants are dead, or the colony gets beyond your capabilities to actively maintain. Now, with all of those wonderful words of wisdom from yours truly, I'll finish by saying that Oxygen Not Included gets a healthy 8 out of 10 from me. Things to keep in mind are that it's still an early access game, and the developers are promising new content all the time for an already complete game. That's just like shoving more icing down your throat hole after eating a whole cake. But if you prefer action-paced games, like first-person shooters or deep story-driven games, this game might not be for you. But if you like resource management and simulation games, paying for the asking price of $29.99 is very reasonable, and even more reasonable if you get it on sale. I'm happy I picked it up, and I plan on spending a lot more time pumping my fecal matter into unused chasms to be recycled into drinking water. So until next time.
You're covered in shit! What are you? My car's covered in shit!
No, it's not that. Oh,
Stop!
not helping.
Oh my God! There's shit all over my car!
Harry, let's go.
And do us a favor and like the video if you enjoyed it. Put a comment down below too, and feel free to click our store link to get some epic swag on your way out. Okay, bye.